Hi guys, it's ShishKebabber1 coming right back at you with another Boom Beach video. Wow guys, it's been a long time. I'm sorry I've been away for a while, but we'll talk about it real quick in this video. First off, Happy New Year, Happy 2020, Happy New Decade, and glad to be back. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think most of you know we've had a chest bug in the game, actually at the end of Season 5 and at the beginning of Season 6, where people weren't getting their chests on time, and I was a victim of that in terms of just, it was really messing me up. And I think you guys know how the game works here in Warships, guys. It's all about tech, right? So if you're not getting your chests on time, if you're not getting your tech, you're just not going to be able to compete. And the type of content I've always wanted to give to you guys is that cutting-edge, top-level content, which has been impossible. I actually kind of quit doing anything at the end of Season 5 because I was so discouraged after grinding all the way through it and then just getting, we weren't getting our chest at the end. It was just a very discouraging time for me, and I just didn't have anything positive to say. But we're back, and I love the game, I love the community, and yeah, I'm not going to quit playing, but it really stinks when, we see these things happening. If you're looking at my screen right now, you might notice I've got 3 or 4 chests sitting on claim, and I'm at rank 21. Well, let me tell you guys, I actually just hit rank 21 right before shooting this video. It's been a struggle, and I knew it would be, so I didn't try as hard this season. I know how this game works. I know that once you start falling behind, you get caught in the masses, and it's just a big grind. And I kind of refused to, grind my way out this season when it was just so messed up at the start. But fingers crossed, guys, for Season 7. It should be right around the corner, and we're going to be hitting it up then too, as long as we have something viable to hit. But that being said, guys, there are a few things on my mind that I'd like to go over with improvements and/or just bug fixes that I think need to be implemented to Warships. So that's the point of this video, if you hadn't figured it out from the title already. So let's get into it. So tech being as important as it is, I think one of the first things to mention is the beginning of the season and how they start out. We should not be starting out with 4-4 chests like these little chests down here. They should not be at 4-4. The reason for that, it's a couple things. One is that not everybody's awake at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. or whenever the heck it is in North America when this thing starts, so it's not very fair to require that on people. I don't need to prove my point, but you guys already know that tech is important and you don't want to miss it. You don't want to let your chest tick off. So by forcing everyone to get up at a specific time or just to be on the game at a specific time in order to not lose ground at the beginning of the season is bad. And we need to give players a threshold. Now, a lot of people have been misquoting me, saying that I want to have 1 of 4 chests. No. I'm a realist, guys. I know that Supercell has it at 4-4 for a reason, okay? They probably want to encourage people to play. But at the very least, I would like to campaign for 3 of 4, okay? Just knock 1 of those off. Or you can knock more off, that's fine, but at least 1, guys. Give us at least 8 hours to log in. Because that initial push, that initial surge means so many things, and it brings me back to another point, which I don't even have on my list. I still think you guys should really reduce the amount of stars that are carried over between seasons. Now, I would love to have a reset after this season and all the calamity that's happened, because it's just not really fair with what's been going on. But do I really think a reset's going to occur? No. But one thing that can mitigate this, although if you guys want to reset, please do, is simply just reducing the amount of stars carried over between seasons. Right now, that multiplier is at 40%. Let's knock it back at least 10%, guys. Make it 30%, okay? The reason why this matters is because it's really when you're at those lines, right at the start of the season. If you're somewhere between gold and diamond, that means you've really kicked butt. You were probably finishing in Ledge X. But let's say you're somewhere more realistic between stone and gold, okay? Now, as soon as that season starts, people are teching up. They're using all the tech that you get from the previous ranked chests, and then you're going into fight. Now, you don't want to open those chests that you have until, of course, you reach the next threshold, like until you get into gold, all right? But that clock's ticking, the pressure's on, and quite frankly, you might run into people that have already made that decision to open it. And then what happens? You start losing. You start slipping back down the tree. So I just think it's so important that, A, people don't have a big advantage at the start. Honestly, I would hope that we all would just start even. If it's a competition, let's just start even Steven. But I do know that you guys want to have incentive to make people play throughout the season, and that's why the star carryover is probably important to your design. So that's why I'm asking just to tone it down a bit if you could. But at the same time, by toning it down and by starting us with at least 3 or 4 chests to start, it will put less pressure at the start. It will give less advantage to those early birds that grab the worm, because quite frankly, that's China. I mean, in terms of when you guys start this, right? China, Eastern Europe, that sort of thing. For the rest of us in the Western Hemisphere and whatnot, we're at a disadvantage every single season. Both of these measures will go a long way to help the start of the season and to make it more fair, okay, guys? Because we have not seen a lot of fairness. Ironic that Season 5 claimed to be a season of fairness, and that's where all the terrible, terrible bugs began, right? That really kind of sunk the ships. Okay, that being said, though, I want to talk about some positive things. Like, not everything is doom and gloom, first of all. First and foremost, I think there have been some awesome changes that have occurred in the last couple seasons, one of them being the locks, where I think everything's unlocked now. But yeah, where they lock out the different tiers, that is amazing. Great job, okay? But there's a problem when that happens, okay? When people are locked out, like, you can't get the Legendary 1 in like the first week or whatever, okay? The people that are there, and they're still playing and winning because they're farming their chests, those stars are getting zapped. They're getting like knocked out of the star pool. Something else they've changed is the star bonus multiplier. We used to have a 2.0 star bonus multiplier, like anytime you had your first win of the day, or when you had win streaks below Legendary League. Those used to be multiplied by 2, but now it's only multiplied by 1.5. I think we need to bump that back to 2.0, guys. Simply because we need more stars in that pool, because we've got more stars kind of evaporating off the top. That, and with these shorter seasons, there's less time to play for people to generate those stars. There's less days to get that first win of the day bonus. So I think we need a little bit of an injection of stars into the economy, into our pool, and that's also going to help with matchmaking at the top. It's going to help bring people up to the top, and part of that is because of something else that I really love that they've done, is implement this kind of a graduated star system where if you're higher ranked than your opponent and you win, you get less stars, and if you're lower ranked than your opponent and you win, you get more stars. I would also like that you show us the stars that the other guy loses when we win. I'm assuming it's a zero-sum game, but I honestly don't know. If we pick up 9 stars, are they losing 9? I mean, I would like to see both on the sheet if we could. That's another little thing I'd like to see added in there. Not super important, but it'd be nice, because I'm not sure it's a zero-sum game, and I feel like the star pool needs more injection, and I'm wondering if we might be losing stars due to round-off error. That's why I'd kind of like to see both sides of the equation, stars gained and stars lost. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to be going all over the board here, right? Some bugs, some things that I think need improvement. So one of the bugs that's been in the game for a while, I don't really have an example right now, but it's these ERs, guys. They have like line of sight issues. Typically when Bullet is taunting stuff and there's a prototype on one side of the ER, the proto will not fire, though it should. It also causes pathing issues, and it also causes display issues with the targeting. Just look into that, guys. I'm pretty sure the ER is causing line of sight issues. Not a big deal, though. Kavan used to res Seekers. He's no longer been doing that since, I think, Season 5. Same thing for Choppers. I'm not sure if that was an intended feature or not. I'd like some clarity on that, but if not, I would like it fixed, because it seems like Kavan should be able to res Seekers and Choppers, and right now he can't with the second win. So some attention to that would be nice, or some clarity on that would be nice, Supercell. I'm just going to mention it. I don't really expect it to change, but this ramp bug that we've had since the beginning, where troops aren't really lining up with where they're being displayed, and they get shot and killed, and you guys know what I'm talking about. You're trying to drop a heal spell on top of your troops, and they're not healing because they're lining up. It's just because the game is a two-dimensional game, and they're trying to make it look like 3D, and it's not. But it's confusing to players still, nonetheless, and I find myself explaining it, and it's kind of a complicated concept for people, and it'd be nice if, you could get rid of that ramp bug. I don't know, make the ramps less inclined, but whatever. I don't think it's going to happen, but it'd be nice, okay? What else, guys? Well, we've unlocked HQ 23 now, like a month ago, and that has not been reflected in the Warships talent tree, or the tech tree, I should say. So I'm just wondering, are we ever going to get, level HQ 23 defenses in here? Because we got it on the main island. So they'll probably be rolling it out in the future anyway, but just in case they forgot about it, where it's not in there. And I guess where I really think about this more is on heroes, because I kind of like, especially like say Bullet, where he's at this newest level, since he got an upgrade. So yeah, that would be cool. Let's see, where are we? I got a big list of things, guys. And I hope you're doing awesome. And there's really not much gameplay I can show you right now, so we're just going to be blah blah blah. But I really want to make this video. It's been important, and I've been collecting thoughts and thinking about this for a while. Yeah. So where were we? Yeah. So Seeker reload time, guys. This is one thing I've noticed. Which, by the way, I have not renewed my instant training for this season. For obvious reasons. I mean, don't pay for something you're not really enjoying or playing that much. But I've noticed, and I've heard before from people, that Seekers don't reload properly. I think I know the problem. A while back, they multiplied all the reload times, or they reduced all the reload times, however you want to look at it, by like 100%. So now troops train twice as fast in warships. But I think that was like a multiplier that's applied to some base stat that is in the code. They never put that multiplier on the Seekers, and I guarantee you Seekers are taking twice as long to load as your average troop, and it's very unfortunate because it creates sort of a pay-to-win atmosphere, which we'd like to minimize that. And obviously Seekers being a very strong troop, Seekers in fact are the reason I finally made it to to the stinking Diamond League tonight. But you need to put that troop time reload time down on the Seekers, please, because I know that's out of whack. It did not get that 2 times multiplier that it should have. So please look into that, Supercell, or at least explain why Seekers take longer to load than any other troop. Okay, let's see. And speaking of explaining stuff, and we haven't had a lot of information from Supercell. It was just announced today. Rick C announced that he is no longer a community manager. We are really going to miss you, Rick. It's been awesome. You've done a great job. I think you've been a great force for the game, and I wish you the best of luck. I know you're still at Supercell, moving on to different projects, and I know you're still going to be around, so that's great. We have a new community manager, guys. His name is Nunu, and hopefully we get to know him and meet him more. He even mentioned he might be on OpDestroy stream Friday, probably the day this video is going to be published. OpDestroy is doing a stream. If you guys don't know, I'm always on OpDestroy stream, so if you haven't seen me, I'm always on his channel, guys, so check him out if you don't know who he is, because you'll find me there pretty much all the time. Anyway, that being said, Seeker reload time, yes, please fix it. Okay, another random thing with all these choppers that we've got, the heavy choppers, guys. I'm sure you've noticed it. You know what heavy choppers are. I don't got to show you that. But sometimes when they die over these void zones, the troops will get stuck in there. Not a big deal, but sometimes that 1 or 2 heavies that get stuck in there might be all you need to get that engine room down, and then you just see them kind of sitting there in the void zone doing nothing. It's a bug. Sorry, getting the hand in front of the camera. So that would be cool. Okay, one of the pet peeves I've had for the longest time, now when we scout opponents, we can see their stats. We see their troop health, troop damage, building health, building damage, but we don't see their GBE. Please show us the GBE. I mean, those are statues on the main island, right? Just like all these other stats, so it seems logical that we should be able to see their GBE, and it really kind of helps us just scrutinize the opponent, and it gives us more to think about when we're strategizing our attacks. More information, I think, is always better, and it just makes sense. So if it's not too hard, please could you just throw in the GBE? And speaking of the stats, guys, we would really love to see the stats on the replays. When we go back and we look at the replays of our hits, you can't see the stats of the enemy's boat or whatever. Oh, funny thing is, I got into the Diamond League by killing a 5 ER player. It was a 6 ER. But the point here is you can't even see his stats, right? So it would be great on replays if we could see the stats. Now, it's kind of a wish list, I know. Okay, speaking of replays, replay sharing. I mean, we do that already on the main island. This would be really important to just share attacks, to communicate more about the game, just to build more hype in general. I'm not sure how that works out in terms of your coding and programming, but you've already got it on the main island, and we would really, really love to have it here on Warships, so we can just, share a replay in our chat, just like we would share other replays. I probably shouldn't be showing chat, but anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So speaking of stuff that we can do in the chat, guys, friendly challenges from Warships would be awesome. That way we can practice new strategies, we can try different layouts, and we can do things and not worry about losing troops, much in the same way we can already do on the main island. So if you could bring that into Warships, we would much appreciate it, because it's very, very nice. And speaking of that, saved ship layouts as well would be great. Because again, we've got these features on the main island, how you can save different layouts for your home base. We would love it on Warships. This would bring in different levels of strategy. I think would actually evolve the metas faster, the defensive metas at least, because people will be less afraid to try a new design, knowing they could automatically go back to an old one. At the same time, this would allow us to harbor in at night without displaying our current defenses, so our enemies can't strategize against us unless, of course, they fought us. Then they'll have it on the replays, but they can't just scout us and copy it directly. So I actually like that as well. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. I'm telling you, on the one hand, it'll increase the meta on defense, but on the other hand, maybe it decreases it. But bottom line is, I think everyone would benefit by having that option, and we got it on the main island. Why not here, huh? And at the same time, but not as important, save troop loadouts would all be good, because a lot of times you'll find that we're doing, maybe 2 or 3 of the same kind of troop combinations. And since we've only got 1 minute or so for scouting and prepping and all that, any time that we can save, which is like, just not cumbersome time by clicking around a bunch, would be great, because that gives us more time to think about our hits, because everything's a stinking rush hit nowadays, guys, and you can't let that timer go past 0, because otherwise you're going to lose if you don't drop your troops before the scout time is up. You know what I mean? We're going to get to that point later, though. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Now, this is something that we've been talking about a lot. OP mentioned it on his stream last night as well. But, yeah, when we're going through the tech tree and we're trying to plan for stuff, because planning is very important in Warships. One of the things that makes this game mode very fun is, when we're looking at these multi-nodes, we don't see the tech cost. Now, obviously, a normal node, you can see, yeah, unlock 38. That's great. Multi-node, no idea. If you could throw that in there, that would be awesome. I mean, we do figure it out because we have to collaborate, share information, blah, 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 do a little bit of data mining, whatever it takes. But it would be nice if that information is kind of, directly in the game. So if you could do that, thank you so much. What else? Let's see. Upgraded troops should have their actual reserve increased. Now, I can understand. Okay, here's what I mean. If you have instant training, this doesn't matter. But if you don't, which I don't now, I've noticed this, and people have told me about it as well. Anytime you upgrade your troops, like I just unlocked Seekers tonight, and then I maxed them out, okay? But I only had the available reserve size for rank 1, and as I moved up to rank 5, I had to wait for all those reserves to train, which, by the way, on Seekers takes a long time, which we've already mentioned. Now, I realize that might be an advantage that you do want to give to people with instant training, and people without it might just need to suffer, okay? But I just want to say that it kind of stinks, because part of Warships is planning your tech, using it, and getting that effective tech, okay? And let's say that Seekers are effective tech, and quite frankly, they are. Well, once you've saved and you've unlocked it, it would be great if you could actually use it. Because you're really losing some of the real value, and then you get back into that argument of it becomes more of a pay-to-win setup, all right? So I feel like those reserves, when you upgrade them, should automatically fill. I mean, we're paying for the upgrade. Can you just give us those reserves already in there, please? Because I mean, you gave it to them. You gave us the reserves when we unlocked them, but you don't give us the reserves when we upgrade them. Yeah, just think about it. I don't know. Okay, sorry, hand in the camera again. Okay. Oh yeah, well, I think we all know this, and this might be intended, I just don't know. A little bit of guidance on this might help. But heavies that drop out of the heavy chopper, when it dies, they don't follow the active flare. We actually have to reflare again. Now, all of us have pretty much figured that out by now, but I'm not sure that was intended. Maybe it was, maybe you could tell us, but it seems like a bug. If it is a bug, please fix it. Okay, now this is kind of an overall picture wish list thing, but I think a lot of my viewers would agree here. These tech trees, they've really kind of been focused now on base race metas. Everything has been nothing but how quick can you take all the engine rooms? Don't worry about it. You will take all the engine rooms. It's just a matter of how fast you can do it. Now that's great, and I understand some of where this stems from. It stems from the fact that a long time ago, you guys changed how you want to give out these chests. It used to be based on the amount of stars that you would gain or whatever. Now it's based on the amount of engine rooms you kill. Because of that, obviously, when people can kill engine rooms reliably without instant training, then you get less, problem tickets, people saying, hey, we can't get our engine rooms, whatever. But at the same time, it really kind of focuses the game in one particular meta, which is just base racing. And I feel like having more diverse metas would be great, and it would bring more interest into it, because when things just go over and over again and they're the same, they do get old. So please consider making, like some brush metas again, like for warriors or something. I don't know, or at least don't give us these overpowered troops till much later in the tech tree, being heavy chopper, bombardiers, whatever. Now, bombardiers weren't as powerful this season simply because there was hardly any ice. What I mean is we only had 50% building health. Because of that, the speed of the bombardiers really held them back. Now, they pack a big punch, but you don't even need a big punch this season. You just need to have speed. But that's kind of cool too, I guess. But we would like to have some icier seasons. You know what I mean? At least some of us would. Okay, and speaking of that, speaking of just like putting more, ice on your ER, so to speak, I think shield gens would be absolutely awesome to add to this. And if you guys have never noticed, it seems like it's already in there. You notice I get the health of the engine room, 50,000 plus 25,000 because I got 50% building health. But the shield, guys, shield, what is this? It says 0, but look at this. The shield functions as addition for your HQ, multiple generators stacked. Let's put them in there. I think that would be pretty cool, man. So yeah, shield gens, definitely. I think the next couple of troops, or next couple of points I have, they're like general game things. Trader timer. I know Supercell's aware of it. Rick C even mentioned it tonight, but if you guys don't know, the trader has been leaving at very odd times, and it seems like she's leaving at the same time for everybody. What I mean is, like, at that particular moment, everyone on the planet loses the trader, even though she says she's going to stay there longer. Supercell's aware of it, they're on it, and I know they're kind of scratching their heads about it right now, too. But best of luck, guys. I hope you figure it out, because it made my list. Let's see. Kind of a pet peeve, but troops and heroes still don't always follow all flares. It's usually when they're retargeting or usually when they're shocked or something like that. But, I even notice it on the rocket choppers and junk like that. It just thinks that when you throw a flare, like you got a troop or two on the field or a hero that doesn't follow it, man, one of these days, maybe they figure that out. This is something new. Recently, they changed the health bars on heroes. I think it was going into the Season 5 update. Now, they made them bigger and easier to see. This is very important for Bullet, especially when we're doing things like crabbing, because we need to see his health when we're using energy drink. But something messed up along the lines, guys, and sometimes that energy bar just completely disappears, as in it turns black, as in, like, you don't see the health. And I'm not the only one that's experienced this. It happens a lot when he's under a lot of fire, like rocket launchers and this, that, and the other. But if you're really not paying attention to him and you don't know how much health he should have had, and you see a black energy bar, you're going to hit that energy drink right away. And that's not good. So I really hope you guys can look into that, because there's definitely a graphical display issue on the hero health bars where they turn black. Last but not least, guys, into the next Warship season right after the previous one ends. It seems like we're waiting too long between seasons, so if you guys could kind of compress that downtime, it would be awesome. That's basically it. That wraps up my list. Now, I'm sure I missed some points, but I tried to do my best to collect all the points that I thought were relevant, that I thought really could and should maybe be implemented to this game and or fixed. So there it is. Let me know in the comments below what you think about that, and also as well whatever other improvements you would like to see added to Warships in particular. Let me know. And I would assume Supercell's watching and reading all this stuff, so keep your feedback constructive as always. And yeah, I guess that's about it. So I think with that, guys, we'll just wrap it up. I'll do a hit on the main island. And like I said, I'm planning to come back for Warship Season 7, so stay tuned. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. And they did get the chest bug fixed, guys, and they did kill the time travelers. Which that's a big shout out to Swap. And there's some key players in there. I won't name them, but you know who you are. That helped do all the information collecting, the theory crafting, then eventually the testing. And we relayed all that information to Supercell, and we figured it out, and we got them nailed. So, boom. Good job. So, the game's looking up, guys. It's not all doom and gloom. I'm just putting this out here to help improve it. Anyway, whatever. Let's just go kill some guy's base. This guy. We'll scout him. So, yeah, we're running a TGMB. What do we got here? 2 tanks, 2 Grens, 1 medic, and 3 bombardiers with Bullet and his energy drink. My statues are currently, what the heck am I? Last crab I was running, I'm a 163. That's 1 GBE, 6 troop damage, and 3 troop health, all unboosted. Okay, this guy, he is 64, is like a boosted masterpiece. 64, 60, 60. Yeah, 64% on the health and 6% on the defensive building damage. We see 3 shock blaster 3s. I don't really like Shock Blaster 3s, but that's okay. Let's go into it, guys. Okay, one in the front we don't care about. Oh, we do have this awesome thing called the remote hack. What Shock Blaster 3s? Okay, so this will not be a problem at all. Let's start off with 2 remote hacks here and here. Critters, bullet, tank, tank, gramp, 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 and the grands in between with the medic up the middle. Couple of critters on the side flank there. Everything's looking hunky-dory, guys. Hope you're having fun clearing your maps again, because you got to get those upgrades. You got to get those resources. And, you know, it is rumored that there are more upgrades to come. So get those things upgraded, especially all of the things that hold loot. The storages, wood storage, gold storage, all that junk. Uh-oh, got a tank getting hit, running out of shocks. Let's throw some more critters, I don't know, left flank, get the attention of that boom cannon up there at 12 o'clock on the HQ. Bullet's health's looking great. We'll go ahead and shock that boom cannon. I just do not trust it. We got a barrage and an artillery. I really should put that on the other boom cannon, but that'll be alright with one more artillery. Boom, sucker. Alright, so as you can see, Bombardiers are very overpowered, but they're great. We love them, and we're looking forward to using them on the crab. Looks like I lost a stinking medic. Oh well, he shouldn't have been there. But there you go, live hit. Can't leave you guys without a live hit. And yeah, looking forward to it. And the crab's coming up. I will be renewing some training for crab because I really am enjoying crab now. So I will bid you guys adieu. Hope you guys have a super fantastic, awesome rest of your day. And remember, like always, be kind to others, because if you're not, you're just being mean. And mean people suck. Have a great day.